First one's going to be quick. First one's going to be quick. The directions are complete. The square, and I have x squared plus 10x plus blank. Somebody already knows the answer and already shouted out. Half it, 5, square it, 25. If it says complete the square, that's all you have to do. Half it, 5, square it, 20. That's all you have to do. By the way, it won't say, these will just say complete the square. If it said factor it, it's easy. It'd be x plus 5 squared. Cool. It would be a little more difficult of a complete the square if it said x squared plus 7x plus blank. Best in fraction form. In your heads or quickly on the side, what's half of 7? 7 halves. Square it. 49 over 4. 49 over 4. Right now, turn to the kid behind you and say, I'm going to get those two right. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So that's called completing the square. Now, the next step, I'm going to go slower because the next step is another process. There's been a bunch of processes. I'm going to stop there before I say something I shouldn't. All right. It's going to say solve by complete the square. Solve by complete the square. Solve by complete, and you deserve new pens. It's the end of the year. Let's get new pens so it looks better. It's not like Malachi's class. Those of you that had Malachi, he ran pens until they just ran out of pens. And then someday, my plan will be to clean the board. All right. So solve by complete the square. So we're going to want to get answers. And the question we're going to go with is going to be this. It's going to be x squared. Oh, look at that. Oh, you're going to learn better now. X squared plus 10x plus 27 equals 0. All right. This is the process of solving by complete the square. Move it. And you've been with us. The it is the 27, and you take away 27 on both sides. That's the move it of it. Then we half it, square it, add it to both sides. Half it 5, square it, 25, add it to both sides. Factor it. That's easy. We're going to get an imaginary number. Don't get all freaked out about that. Square root it. Throw a big square root over this. It becomes x plus 5. Throw a big square root over it. It becomes plus or minus with no explanation. Square root of negative 2. Don't worry about the imaginary number. Don't worry about the imaginary number. And finally, move it back. Or get x alone, take away 5 on both sides, put it up in front. Again, don't worry about the imaginary number. So that's a process we've gone over a number of times, the completing the square process. In the large number of review days that you have ahead of you, you should practice when the directions say solve by complete the square. Great. All right. The next is going to say, by paper calculations, find the vertex, and it says axis of symmetry, just the vertex. I believe I'm going to give you the hint of finding the vertex. I'm going to give you the hint to use the little partial formula, x equals negative b over 2a. I believe I'm going to give you the hint there. And let's see, let's go y equals, let's go 5x squared minus 30x plus 8. And the directions are to find the vertex. The hint will be there to use x equals negative b over 2a. A, B, C. So our solution, x equals negative b, negative 30 is positive 30. Over 2 times a, 2 times 5, that's 30 over 10. X is worth 3. There's your x value. Since I'm recording to be very specific, we're now going to plug this in. Wherever we see an x, we're putting a 3. Where we see an x, we're putting a 3. Do your exponent first. 9, 45. Minus 90 plus 8. 45 minus 90, that's negative 45. It's probably negative 37. Well, you are committed to vaping if you go out there in the rain. That is showing commitment. That is showing commitment. I believe that's negative 37. Your vertex is 3 comma negative 37. I will go to Ojibwe every day. I don't care what the weather is. Oh, I recorded that. All right, use calculator or use the stolen calculator to find the maximum or minimum on a non-story problem. Use the calculator or the stolen one you stole from me. I actually had it 5th and 6th hour yesterday, so somebody in 6th hour stole it. All right, we know who you are. All right, using calculator, let's find the maximum or minimum of y equals, let's go negative 4x squared plus 13x plus 37. You would type that into y equals. You would probably go to Zoom 6. You'd probably go to Zoom 6. And you probably wouldn't see it. You might see something. Do you see a little something maybe, but not much of anything? Probably need to go to our window, since my calculator stolen. Probably need to go to window, and I'm guessing your y maximum, I'm guessing should be some more than 37. I'm going to guess a y maximum of maybe 50. If that doesn't work, a y maximum of maybe 60 or 70 or something like that. Then you go second trace, which is the same as calculate. You go to the left, you go to the right. When it says guess, you say, oh no, and you would enter, and it will tell you what the maximum is. How many so far are getting every single one of these correct when we test? Good for you, good for you, good for you, you. Good for you, good for you. Okay, who's sitting next to somebody smart? I'm going to copy off them. All right, good for you, you, good. All right. Good for you, good for you. Good. I'm not asking about you. Not you. During the pandemic, all the other kids. How many of you think cheated on tests all the time? How many think the other kids cheated all the time? All right. How many think some of the time? A bunch of kids did. How much think that the other kids just cheated a bit? How many think never cheated? No one ever cheated. My favorite ones, we can see all your grades. It's none of you. The kid whose math grades goes D minus, pass, D minus, A, D minus, yeah, they got an A last year. Way to go, way to step that up. Photo math or whatever it was, or just cheating. Oh, okay, good job. Ooh, we got a few people with big smiles when I said photo math. All right, do I need another video? Can't believe I'm recording this. All right, I'm not gonna sing. Some of you are. The quadratic formula is and if you were in class today, I derived this formula. I started and I showed you why this formula happened. A, B, C, A goes by the x squared, B and C. What I want to show you is this. At the end of a problem, if you get this, you must keep going, because the square root of 36 is 6, and your answer is -5 plus 6, which is 1 over 10, or your other answer is -5 minus 6, which is -11 over 10. That might happen. The next thing that might happen is you might, on a different problem, get x equals 4 plus or minus the square root of 20 over 6. You must break 20 into root 4 and root 5. You must break that square root of 4 into a regular 2. Does a factor of 2 go to every term? You must break that into, divides by 2, that divides to 1, that divides to 3. And the easiest quadratic formulas are the ones you get to the last step and it says x equals -5 plus or minus the square root of 13 over 8. Does the square root of 13 break down? No, you're done. Those are the ones you want, because then you're just done. You're done. All right. I think we need another new